Hello everyone. Welcome to today's video on En Passant. In this video, I will explain what the special pawn movement called En Passant is all about and what are the rules associated with it, when it is applicable, and when what you should keep in mind while moving your pawns and not get surprised with the concept of En Passant. And that's exactly what we are going to deal with in this video. All right, let's get started. As you see, white has an advanced pawn on e5. Now, let's assume black wants to move this pawn 2 steps forward. If he does that, what happens is this particular pawn on e5 is denied of an opportunity to capture that pawn. For example, if black had moved it to d6, then he still has got an opportunity to trade. But if black chooses to go 2 steps forward, then you are denying white's pawn an opportunity to capture, right? In order to ensure a fairness, the chess governing body has come up with a rule called En Passant, which says that you are allowed to capture this pawn as if it was in this square on the very next move. You can take it like this. It's allowed. As per the rule, it is allowed. But you cannot play, say, a move like castling, or let's say you played this, and then you play a move like castling, and then black plays something like h6, for example. Now you cannot come and say that I will do an en passant. The reason is en passant is allowed only on the very next move. The moment black goes e5 like this, you have an option to take. If you miss it, that's it. For the remainder of the game, you cannot go on capture it with the concept of en passant, and it's not available for you anymore. So those are the two conditions. One, the pawn should have moved from its starting position 2 squares forward, and it should have denied an opportunity to one of the adjacent pawns of opponent an opportunity to capture. Only then it's allowed. Let's say he plays this. Now black is giving him an opportunity, and let's say white castles, and then you push it. Now you cannot go and say that I will do an en passant. That's not allowed. En passant works only when you push the pawn 2 steps forward and you are denying your opponent's pawn an opportunity to capture. Under that condition, it works. All right, I will show you a couple of examples. Let's look at this position. Here, it's black's turn to play. What should black do here? This pawn is blocked. This is the only pawn that can move, and the king has 1 square to move. If he tries to push this, then black would lose the game simply because he would capture, check. After he moves, you capture, then he goes here, and then that's a queen and checkmate. And same with the case if black tries to play g5. Why? Isn't it avoiding that checkmate and then moving forward to get a queen of his own? You might be thinking that it's a good move, but then be careful of the concept of en passant. Here, you are denying white's pawn that opportunity to trade. Therefore, he has this en passant where he takes with the check, and after he move here, and then after he moves, that's checkmate. The best response in this situation would be to move the pawn over and again and take a draw. That's all. That's the maximum result black can hope for in this position. Okay, let's see one final example to illustrate the concept of en passant. Here it's white to play, and let's try to understand. If he pushes this, can black do n percent this way? Of course not. The reason is here itself is already given an opportunity to trade, but then uh, black did not utilize it. Plus, it's not moving from the starting position. It is this pawn has already moved one square up, and from there it's moving one square forward. So the concept of n percent doesn't apply to this pawn, right? So in this case, black cannot do an n percent. Let's say white goes on to play here. Can black do an n percent? What do you think? If he has to capture, where it would be? Of course, the answer is c takes b3. This is how you do the n percent, right? Let's say if I push this pawn forward, and let's say black has tried something like this, and then I push this one, can black try to do n percent in this case? Of course not. It's not possible because he was given an opportunity to trade here and black did not take it. So he pushed it further. So this is legal move, and you cannot do an n percent here. All right. I hope that summarizes the concept of n percent. Two rules that apply to n percent concept that you should keep in mind are: one, the pawn should have moved from its starting position 2 squares forward, denying an opportunity for your opponent's pawn to capture it. Under that condition, your opponent is allowed to take down your pawn. And second condition is that you can capture it only on the very next move. You cannot play some other move and come back and say that I will do an n percent now. That's not allowed. So I hope this concept is explained well and you're clear with it. Please leave your comments in the comment section, and looking forward to see you all with more interesting concepts. Thank you.